Good evening. My name is Ashley Rebel. Intro to me for Ed MA 614. Just starting off, this is a photo of me and my son Levi. You might even hear him snoring nearby during my video a little bit this evening. He just turned 2 last Monday on the 21st, and so that's kind of something exciting for me that's going on right now. I'm getting right into it. My professional background: elementary and middle school in Wabasha, Minnesota, and Princeton, Minnesota. Middle and high school in Alexandria, Minnesota. Um, Post-secondary classes while I was in high school. So then when I was graduated in 2012, I went straight to the Technical and Community College and earned my AA degree within a year, as opposed to 2 years. And then I went to Winona State University for my bachelor's degree in elementary education. Throughout all of this time, since I was 13, I've been doing daycare teaching um, as a lead classroom teacher most of the time, and then also school-age childcare through K through 6 as jobs throughout the summer, throughout the school year, sometimes off and on. I took a year off after Winona State and did a year of daycare then. I student taught in Lake City, Minnesota, did substitute teaching for a year and a half, and then got my job in Brandon, Evansville as a third grade classroom teacher, and I've been there since, and I really like it there. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon by choice, and so I hope to continue there long term. As you can see, I've been a Minnesota girl my whole life, born and raised. I don't really have any desire to live anywhere else. I do like to visit other places, but I think that I will probably live in Minnesota for the rest of my life. Things change, so we'll see. Speaking of my future goals and plans, I would like to continue finding balance between my passion for my family and my passion for teaching. I know sometimes those two things cross over a lot, and it's a trick to try and make sure that you're giving your attention the best that you can to both of them and not losing that balance. So that's part of my goals that I set for myself every year. I'd like to continue to better myself by furthering my education and exposure. A lot of that will be done during my courses at St. Mary's, but also just by reading and doing research on different things and making sure that I'm staying up on different topics in education. I'd like to travel abroad someday and explore education, specifically the norms in other countries. That's a long-term goal, but that's something that I'd like to do eventually. I'd like to continue with my career path while also successfully avoiding teacher burnout. I know that it's really common for people to get overwhelmed and get tired by this profession, and I really like what I do, so I'm hoping to make sure that I work with that balance to avoid that so-called teacher burnout throughout my career. And then also my current goal that I'm working on right now is to earn my Master's of Education degree through St. Mary's. Something new about me: I'm the oldest of 5 siblings in my family. I'm not competitive. I do not enjoy sports. Not watching on TV. I don't really go to any sports. I will say I've been to a few Vikings games and Twins games, but they're family oriented. It's more of a social event, unless my siblings are playing. If my siblings are out on the field or in the pool or on the court, then I'm really involved and I go to a lot of those games. So it's kind of funny. My favorite color is always changing. It's beyond my control. Recently it's been purple, and my students think that it's really funny to ask me throughout the year. And then one other new thing is that I'm slowly losing my ability to fluently speak Spanish. I learned in high school and college, and I haven't been using it, and so I'm losing it, and I'm kind of sad about that. So I might get back into that if I can. My takeaway from the last class is that being culturally aware is something that I know is important. I haven't had an opportunity a lot to practice that. Being born and raised in Minnesota, and specifically rural Minnesota, I wasn't exposed a lot to many cultural differences other than socioeconomic. So I hope to better myself by doing more research and gaining more exposure to other cultures and education within other cultures. I would love to do this through traveling and experiencing it myself, but that's a futuristic plan, and for now I need to reach out to other resources, especially having a 2-year-old. It's kind of tricky for me to just jump up and go. So that was my takeaway from that class, or at least my big one. Thanks.